Equal Entertainment. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. I love visiting the Geffen Playhouse here in Los Angeles, and now there is an amazing new queer musical running called The Lonely Few. It's a love story in a small Kentucky town between two women searching for a sense of home. I caught up with out actors Lauren Patten and Ciara Renée about shaping this story, how their identities relate to their characters, and more. Well, thank you, Lauren Platten and Ciara Renée, for joining me here today to discuss The Lonely Few. And I want to begin very simply and ask you, when you were first made aware of this project, or saw the story on the page or heard the music, would you talk a little bit about how that resonated with you? And I'll go to you first, Ciara.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact timeline of when Zoe reached out to me about this project, but it's definitely been over a year that we've been working on, readings and things of it. What was the other part of the question? How did it resonate when I
Yeah, sure.
read it? Yeah, I mean, I'm just the concept, immediately I was very excited about, it being a queer love story between two women who are not coming out, they're already out, right? It's literally just about the love, as opposed to like the weirdness of not knowing who you are and like trying to figure that out in that journey. I find that to be really important because it's literally not been done in this way. It just hasn't been done yet in musical theater. That really just excited me. And then, of course, to hear Zoe's really cool, like, musical theater meets all the different kinds of like rock and like country and folk music, which is just I love. As much as like I have respect for the classics, I've always been like a contemporary musical theater gal, so this is it's nice. And then of course, getting to work on this story with everyone, with Rachel, with Lauren, with Zoe, with the directors, has just been really wonderful. Sussing out the psychology of it and all of that has just been really great. So
yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you very much for that. And how about for you, Lauren? What stood out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think really similar to what Ciara said, the first part of the process, the developmental process that involved actors, was a little over a year ago. And that's when both Ciara and I started working on the project. And I had heard some of the music before because I knew Zoe's music and knew Zoe, and some of the songs that are in the show are really new and written just for the production and just for the show, and then some of them are songs of Zoe's that she wrote when she was younger and have been floating around for a while and found their way into the show. So some of the music I had heard prior because it's older music of hers, and I think I just really also resonated with it being a love story between two women who are out already. I think that was really important to me. But also, I think just all of the story points, I think the relationship to community and finding your place in community, and for my character Lila, her relationship with her brother and family, I think was really powerful to me as well. And there's just every aspect of it really touched me when I first read the script. And I really go a lot by gut with stuff, and I just was really drawn to it right away and wanted to dive into it. So I just wanted to be part of it from the time that I read the first draft I got.
Great. Well, it's incredible to see and just so powerful. And I love that space, the Geffens, the very intimate room. It was really beautiful. One thing that kind of struck me about it is that Amy, your character Ciara, and Lila, of course, yours, Lauren, are artists on different paths. Amy is following her dreams, but is dealing with the gatekeepers of queerness and Blackness, and then Lila is, performing, but not. I didn't see like bigger dreams for Lila because Lila felt so tied to her roots with her brother and family. And as artists, I wonder if you would each kind of dive into what those journeys looked like for you, and for you, Ciara.
Yeah, I mean, I think this piece is a lot of like art imitating life, imitating art for me.
Yeah.
I understand Amy a lot because the reality is that shit is real, you know? There is a lot of, secrecy and mystery and gatekeeping and, cool, like hierarchy and coolness and all that shit, which, I don't know if I'm very cool, but
You're very cool. You seem cool to me, but
well, I'm fooling all of you. So, no, but, no, I mean, look, personally for me, I think I've had an interesting trajectory with my career. I thought I was just going to be a singer when I was younger. And then I like started doing musical theater and I liked the fact that I didn't have to write the thing, and which was a little bit of a cop out for me, but I was young, so whatever. And so then I, pursued this avenue and it had a lot of success really quickly. And then came up against a lot of misogyny, misogynoir, so much of that. I really just dealt with a lot of, and it's interesting, as a light-skinned Black woman, I was given a lot of opportunity, maybe even sometimes when I shouldn't have, because I was a palatable version of Black. And so I'm grateful for that. And at the same time, it put me in wildly unsafe situations because the industry has been and continues to be very behind on treating women of color like human beings. It's either we're being fetishized and put on a pedestal and expected to be superwoman and to do every job, which is just not tenable or sustainable at all, or we are just completely disregarded. And it's really like really hard one way or the other. So I've really dealt with a lot of what I think Amy is dealing with, just like understanding that what we're in is not really a meritocracy.
Mhm.
Understanding that that is a myth, unfortunately, that fairness doesn't really exist, that the concepts of equity and equality are still things that we're working on, like really at the infancy level of it in a lot of these spaces. But I will say, as a credit to everyone that's working on this piece, the conversations around those pieces of my identity and Amy's identity and the character at large, though they're not always comfortable or easy, they've been had in a lot of ways, which is just, it's refreshing. And also like sometimes like, whoa, I'm just so not used to this because I really have, I've had an extended career of dealing with the other side of it.
Yeah.
So it is a blessing in a lot of ways to be playing this character who I know so intimately in my own personal life, while also sort of getting a taste of what it's like to be on the other side, to be cared for equity to be important to people, for these conversations to be had without the same sort of repercussions that I'm used to. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, life imitating art, imitating life for me, hard,
Something that I really respect about this piece, and I think that it really, for me, comes from our playwright, Rachel. She's from a small mountain town, and that's kind of where this is set and where some of the characters come from in the show. And I think she really writes with a lot of respect towards people who live in those areas, towards that life. And something that I love about the show is, when we meet Lila, she is pretty stuck and she does have a lot of feelings of sort of, duty, and that this is the way her life is and nothing can change. Like that change isn't really possible for her. And she sort of gets ignited into really dreaming about getting out of this town and having a bigger life.
A big thank you to Ciara and Lauren for their time. I had the chance to see The Lonely Few, and I recommend checking it out. It's incredible. It provides beautiful representation of queer love. It's running now at the Geffen Playhouse in Los Angeles through April 30th. We'll have more from the actors coming up. In the meantime, more Equal Entertainment interviews are available now on the Advocate Channel YouTube page. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, And that's what's happening in entertainment.